Hello and welcome to a game called Cooking Companions. This is something I saw in my recommended, so... This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Yes. Hemlock was brutal, but this cabin is amazing. Full kitchen, running water, it really has everything. Finally, a place I can read a good book in peace. I can't wait to achoo! I'm sorry, everyone. It must be the dust. Get those allergies under control, Murray. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure with a little elbow grease, we can make this heaven shine. So are you volunteering to clean, Gregor? No. Not many supplies here. Guess we'll have to go out to get what we need. I feel like the music's too loud. There's a fireplace to make stew, so let's gather up some firewood, okay? Leave that to me, little guy. I'll tidy up around the cabin. Need to save Marie from dying due to this dust, haha. Hey, allergies are nothing to joke about, Karen. She's not dead yet, pipsqueak, calm down. I think I'll go foraging outside with over 450 mosses, 900 fungi, and 70 cyme. Well, there's bound to be a treasure up here. Roughing it is fun. Until he knows so much about edible foods, we're in good hands. I think the slime molds will be the most delicious. Most certainly not. What about the fungi? Do we even know which ones are poisonous, Intel? I can figure that out. You could be the cannery in the coal mine, Intel. I'm not ending up a corpse here. Eek. Keep both eyes open, little guy. Plenty of wolves and brown bears around. That won't be a problem. I'll read up on 10 different techniques to incapacitate them. Number 1 is... Until... Oh yeah, sorry Maria. Got carried away again. Haha. I'll help until he'll look for food. I'm definitely better at warding off wild animals. If we come up empty-handed, we can always eat some of the food we brought. You mean the emergency rations? Bad idea, chump. Hey, Until and Maria are getting the food. Gregor is gathering the firewood. That makes her our designated chef. Everyone's looking at you expectantly. You nod. Very excited to try your cooking. Alright everyone, let's go to work while there's still sunlight. Later. Murray, Until, Gregor. The three exit the cabin, leaving you and Karen alone. I think Until put the supplies in the kitchen. Thanks for helping out with the cooking. Tutorial: to save the game, right click or hit exit escape button to your keyboard to pull up the menu. This menu will also allow you to adjust volume levels or exit to the title screen to view unlockables. Please note, going back to the main menu or exiting game without save will remove the progress you made. Be sure to save. Thank you, I will do that. Do you have any experience? Of course. Is that so? I'm looking at you. I think you'd be good at serving up food poisoning. Right. Looks like Karen will remember that. Anyways, go and check out the living room. Karen heads to the living room and starts dusting a little bit. Decide to look around the kitchen to find the ingredients for the meal tonight. Tutorial: you never know what you'll find around the cabin. Clues and secrets might be revealed by searching an area more than once. Why not give it a try? What area do you want to search for? Search at the cupboards. First few cupboards are empty. Until you must have put the supplies somewhere else. There's nothing but cobwebs back here. Thankfully, no spiders. The drawers. Check the drawers on the left. Just some dirty knives. Check the cupboards again. Just some mouse turds and cobwebs. You look at the wood logs closer. This is just a pile of Norway spruce. Drawers. Check the drawer above the mouse hole. Some kind of mold is growing in this one. Maybe Karen will find it appetizing. Check the drawer above the wood pile. Something is making it difficult to open. You pull it open with all your might.
Whee! Cabbage!
It's time. Jump at the sound off.
Onion!
Never fear, Onion is here. Like my cousin Corbett says, I'll rise to the occasion.
Raspberry!
Always marry your raspberry.
Ida?
Potato? Cabbage stuffed me into this drawer. I'm pretty sure this counts as kidnapping. Where are the chompets? Why talk with those boring humans? All they have to give you is drama. Some chat. Come chat with us instead. We'll share valuable recipes you can cook. We'll share with you our secret chompette recipes. Collect them all to become a 5-star chef. You can find unlocked recipes. To celebrate, here's your first recipe card. Roasted eggplant with sesame and pomegranate, meat-free. You unlocked your first recipe. If you ever want to talk, just come to the drawer. Jump. Let's move out. Okay. Cabbage really slams the drawer closed. No wonder if you just saw it was real. You're slightly worried about what this means for your mental state. But only slightly. Hey, did you find the supplies? You shake your head. Tilly lied. He actually put them in the bedroom. Idiot. Here you go. Got the emergency supplies. Karen leaves you alone. You start a fire with some of the wood and get to work on dinner. Tonight's entree, vegetable stew. In a large saucepan over medium heat. You heat some water with potatoes, carrots, and celery in it. 15 minutes later, you drain the pan and set the vegetables aside. Place some butter in the saucepan. You melt it over medium heat. Throwing some chopped onions in it. You cook it about. The onions are tender and translucent. Perfect. You next mix in some flour, salt, pepper, and heavy cream into the saucepan, adding the vegetables to the mixture. Hours passed. We're back. More firewood than you'll ever need. We found some wild sorrel. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a bigger mountain. Anthony's burying the lead. We saw a red deer. Murray spotted it. Yeah, that's great. Anyways, killed 17 spiders today while you were out looking at deer. Yeah! That should come as no surprise. There's over 160 species of spiders here. Oh. 160? Don't worry, Murray. I'm sure that they're all in the bedroom or something. Heh, no. Almost all of them were near the couch. Yeah! I was going to sleep on the couch. That's where 16 of them were. I'm not sleeping on the couch then. There's only 2 beds in the bedroom. Don't sweat it, Maria. I can sleep anywhere, so I'll sleep on the rocking chair. I'll sleep with one eye open just in case any of them swarm the couch. Thanks, Gregor. Kieran and Tilly, you two take the bedroom. But thanks, big guy. Joke's on you, Gregor. I always planned on taking one of the beds. Hey, Tilly, I snore louder than a lumberyard. Ick. Sweet dreams, chump. You turn back to your bubbling vegetable soup and try it like. This tastes pretty good. You cooked vegetable stew. You set the table and ask everyone to dig in. Hi. Oh wow, that smells delicious. Thank you. You must be a world-class chef. Karen takes a bite. It's bland as hell. Karen, tastes like every other vegetable stew I've ever had. So generic. Could probably use some meat next time. Gross. For a side dish, we could bake some bread and utilize the Fragera Fesca, also known as strawberries, for some jam. Nobody cares, Pipsqueak. Everyone laughs at Karen's bullying. Rimping. Nothing makes you happier than cooking a great meal for friends. This could very well be the best day you've ever had. Go to bed stuffed. Day 0. Day 1. Hey, you up? How'd you sleep? I was so warm last night I didn't even need a blanket. Hello? What time is it? About 1 hour until dawn. Will you two pipe down trying to sleep over here? Yawn. Gregor, the birds outside aren't making much more noise yet. I didn't bring many supplies, remember? Better get a head start on gathering food. I honestly can't see the trees outside right now. Gregor, did you see any spiders last night? There's a small one in the bathroom. Heck! Actually, I did see a centipede by the sink. It turns a little pale. Karen's messing with you, Murray. Let's find more than wild sorrel today. Gah! If you're a lucky little guy, maybe I'll teach you how to catch some wild brown trout. What's with you and meat, big guy? Tully's herbalism book stated that there's many more species of plants to eat out here. Let's leave the fish alone. You know I'm not into meat. That's a shame. I had to wake up early to go fishing. Cheer up, Karen. We'll get to observe the trout at the very least. Maybe we'll see more red deer today. That sounds like a waste of time, Gregor. Maybe we'll find some blackthorn berries. I love blackthorn berries. Haha. We'll be back later. Can you watch our stuff today? You nod. Thank you. Thanks. Don't steal anything, okay? You nod. Maria, until Gregor and Karen leave the cabin with a hop to their step. You're alone, but thankfully you have a drawer of chocolates to keep you company. Each day you'll be asked to explore a different part of the cabin. You'll get one choice. Then the day will end. Choose wisely. What do you want to check out today? Sure.
Hello.
Hello. You almost crapped yourself.
Yes, banana.
The other chompets are somewhere in the basement, so it's just us today. How about some fun cabbage facts? You shake your head. Great.
Cabbage.
Cabbage has 24 calories and 100 grams and is a great source of vitamins K and C.
Yes, banana.
Purple cabbage has even more vitamin C than green cabbage. Maybe you should ask Until why that is when he gets back. Globally, Russia eats the most cabbage. Pretty cool, right? I should have been a scholar instead of a world-class comedian. Since you've been so patient today, I will give you the Chompet's secret recipe for Lebanese-style tabbouleh. Not your normal meal, but I think you'll enjoy it. You're not sure? To check out the recipe, go on to the main menu under Gallery. Be sure to save beforehand. All my work here is done. Chompets, mosey out. Can you put me in the drawer? I'll just surprise the others later. You're extremely relieved that the cabbage had stopped talking. Shut the drawer as per her request. Look over the supplies and start planning your next meal. We're back. Dang. Knock it off, Maria. It's pretty rare to be scared of one. It's not. Who knew the big guy would be scared of? Shut up. You don't understand. I don't think anyone understands, Gregor. It was just a marmot, Gregor, not a monster. Maria laughed so hard that our ears ring. Ha 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 ha. Tears were rolling down Maria's cheeks. She's laughing so hard that she is about to hyperventilate. Stop Maria from hyperventilating. Absolutely not. One less mouth to feed, right? What? You don't get it. It's pretty personal. Then please explain, big guy. Greg looks incredibly uncomfortable. Yeah, let's leave him alone. We found some raspberries and elderberries near the cabin. Quite the selection of berries. We also found more wild sorrel. Is this going to be enough for a good meal? Everyone is looking at you for an answer. Decide to do an inventory of all available ingredients. Takes you a while, but you decide on your specialty, cabbage rolls. First, bring a large pot of water to boil. You let the cabbage leaves boil for 2 minutes, drain the pot into the sink. In a medium mixing bowl, you combine some cooked rice, onion, and egg, salt and pepper, along with some tomato sauce. Use your hands to mix thoroughly and decide to wash your hands after it won't come off. Dividing the rice mixture evenly between the cabbage leaves, you then roll them up and tie a string around them so they stay in one piece. You place the cabbage rolls in a large skillet over medium heat, pouring the rest of the tomato mixture over the top. Covering it, you bring it to a boil. You reduce the heat to low and let the cabbage rolls simmer for about 40 minutes, being sure to baste it with the liquid. That's pretty cool that this honestly gives you the entire recipe. You cooked cabbage rolls. Maria looks optimistic. Karen looks skeptical. Looks curious. Gregor looks thrilled. You watch intently as everyone takes the first bite. That's pretty darn good. Wow, I could eat the whole batch myself. I think the vegetables do taste better, but I'm loving how tender the cabbage is. The sauce is pretty red. Did you use fresh tomatoes for it? It really adds to it. Spoon some liquid on top of it. You'll thank me later. Incredible. It's definitely growing on me. Thanks again for cooking. This really was something special. Everyone leaves the dishes behind for you to do. Wow. Not happening. You settle in and go to bed. Everyone goes to bed full. Tomorrow will be another great day. Good morning, everyone. Ugh. Again, Gregor. Can't you let us sleep in? Not today. Why? Storm clouds are gathering outside. We need to find some food before it begins to downpour. Gregor, you're overreacting. Us as well. Not food. I thought we used most of the supplies for last night's dinner. He's right. The meal you made was delicious, but he used a lot of what we had. Gregor's also correct. Precipitation is unusually high in this area, with many areas being high risk for flooding. You really think it will flood? Thankfully, the cabbage is on high ground, but that doesn't mean we're safe from floodwaters. It's always a possibility, so it can't hurt to be prepared. You're losing it, Gregor. Karen, there's nothing to worry about. I think Gregor's right, Karen. Huh? It won't hurt to prepare for the worst. I think she's right, Karen. Fail to prepare to fail. Still, let's go out and prepare for the storm. Foraging should be a key priority today. There are plenty of edible foods and it has better odds than trying to hunt. Give me a few minutes and I'll plot out a route on some paper. Let me help, little guy. Tilly and Gregor head to the bathroom to consult the bedroom. Maria and Karen are still hanging around. Unfortunately in life, you can't make everyone happy. When given a choice to speak to a character, choose wisely. You can only select one of them. Try to max out your bond with certain characters for unique dialogue and scenarios. Which ones would you like to talk to? Hi. Hey. This paper nailed to the wall looks pretty ancient. What were the old days like? Never mind. You must enjoy these antiques, huh? You bored Karen with some brief yet dull descriptions of items lying around. Cool, I'll tell the others later. Karen looks disturbed by your comments. You hear a loud laugh from the other room. Karen and Taylor come back from their meeting. Gregor is blushing slightly. Hey, can you cook something while we're out? You nod. Thank you. Alright everyone, we have a route now. Let's beat those rain clouds. The group leaves, determined as ever. You have the cabin all to yourself. What's that noise? Sounds like it's coming from the kitchen. Huh? Radio? What's going on with that radio? You didn't even notice it on the ground when you walked in. Did somebody leave this radio here? It looks newer than anything you've seen before. It seems to be broken. Better hold on to this. Got this strange radio. Before you cook dinner, what should you check out? Go into the basement. Your imagination runs wild staring at the basement door. You try opening and closing the deadbolt, just in case. You mill around until the others return. Maria's back early today. Hey, the others are still looking for food outside. Tilly found some more berries, but nothing that will feed all of us. Please don't tell the others, but I'm a little worried about our supplies. I crunched the numbers and we don't have enough food, even with rationing, to last if there's a big storm and we get stuck here. Maria seems disappointed in your inventory management. Can you try cooking with a little less this evening? You nod. Thank you. You've done such great jobs with meals so far. You're very, very sweet. Is Maria blushing a little bit? Tea. Maria will remember that. Ooh. Cool. Maybe you could teach me to cook sometime. You nod. Looking forward to it. I could do hold cooking classes here someday. Really interrupting a tender moment, the others burst into the cabin. Don't be so down, everyone. We've got tons of good berries. Jam is so bland without any sugar. Do you have any sugar? Shake your head sadly. Yikes. Turn that frown upside down, Karen. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? I'm not smiling for you, Gregor. Eek, you missed out. The sunset was really tremendous on our way back. Use of orange, red, even a little purple poking out. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky at morning, sailors take warning. So we can expect a sailor's delight tomorrow. That's awesome. You're such an optimistic big guy. You must have walked a few miles today. Gorgeous sights. You could even see snow on the tips of the mountains. That rumble sounded like a dying cow. I looked from person to person trying to determine who it was. It was definitely Maria. Maria, I recognize that sound from anywhere. Gah! Guilty. Maria looks embarrassed, but the group laughs at her honesty. Except for you. You search your mind for something to say, but all you can think of is an old riddle. Ahem. Those who have it do not want it. Those who have it at least succeed. Those who have it for too long perish. When you feed it, it gets smaller. What am I? Dust? Try again, big guy. Everyone is pondering the answer. Maria's face lights up. I got it. Is it hunger? Correct. Yeah, I was going to guess that. So, what's on the menu tonight, chef? Bread and jam. Crush the berries in your small mortar and pestle, spreading it on some crusty bread. You cooked raspberry jam bread. Bread's a little tough. Gregor, don't look a gift relish in the mouth, but this homemade jam is to die for. Haha. Sorry. No, you're right, Gregor. This bread stinks. Maria, everybody laughs. You're not sure this could be called a meal. But it got the job done. Exactly. Everyone thanks you for dinner and heads out to sleep. You go to bed wishing you had more. You have a strange dream. Something is riding on your back, and it's becoming a nuisance. You try to see it in the mirror, but you can't get a good look at it. You try almost everything, but it won't get off. The pain between your shoulder blades is getting worse by the minute. You wander away from the cabin, stumbling by a river to soak your pain in cold water. You didn't want things to come to this, but you've exhausted all other options. You swim out into the middle. Rocks on the bottom cut your feet, and you slip and fall to your knees. You lean back trying to submerge the thing underneath the waters, but it won't drown, it won't drown, it won't drown. You splash frantically, plunging your head beneath the water. The current takes you downstream. Try swimming to the shore, but it's no use. Water fills your mouth and nostrils. After a minute, you stop struggling against the current. As you give up at the sky, you feel it leaving your back, drifting into the sky as you sink to the bottom. As you take your last gasp, you see what was on your back staring into your eyes, but you don't even have the air in your lungs to scream. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh. Okay then. Yeah. Just a dream. Wake up! Sorry, you're making strange noises in your sleep. What's going on, Gregor? Did the lightning wake you up? It woke me up. Try to fall back asleep, but it's so loud. Ugh. Let's just get back to sleep and talk about this in the morning. Everyone nods in agreement and gets back to bed. The fuck was that dream? Except for you. You can't fall back asleep. You still have goosebumps from the nightmare. Karen's snoring is louder than a sawmill. You find it very loud and very distracting. You don't sleep a wink. Everyone is now up and awake in the cabin. You hear the front door opening quickly slam shut. Tilly sounds petrified. Uh-oh. I looked out the door and we're completely surrounded by floodwaters. Looks like sailors take warning was more appropriate for today. Maybe it will clear out tomorrow. You can't steal Big Guy's optimism, Karen. Why the hell not? That's all he has going for him. Heck, he's also good at chopping wood, though. Haha. Knock it off, you two. Maria, do you think it will clear up tomorrow? Give it a 27% chance of it clearing up tomorrow. Based on what? I was bored stiff, so I read a book on local precipitation levels for the last 20 years in the living room. Sounds like you're stealing Antilles Thunder and until you're a book nerd, right? Why didn't you read it? Couldn't make it past the cover. Is that right? Yes. The bookshelf has some good books on arts and crafting and natural sciences. Let them sit there gathering dust. How did you arrive at 27% chance of it clearing up tomorrow? It's easy. Take the time of year. Multiply it by a factor of... Rhea begins to explain meteorology to you. She isn't dumbing any of this down. It's similar to... Huh? I get the data equals 0 where? So the first thing you need to understand. Minutes of explanation feel like hours. Look over and he's listening intently to Maria. So intently he hasn't blinked yet. You can see his eyes drying up. A tear rolls down one of his cheeks. This is brutal to watch. Maria finally wraps up her lecture. She ends with a bow. Nobody claps. Tough crowd. But Maria, that was awe-inspiring. You lost me a few minutes in, but it's okay. I didn't understand a word of it. Yeah. Until he turns to you. Anyway, there's no telling how long this will last. We can't leave the cabin until these floodwaters stop. I know our food situation is a little tight, but I know you'll make the right decisions. I believe in you. Me too. Looks like we have enough leftover berries from our bread and raspberry jam. I'll pass on the jam. Just give me more crusty bread. Everyone laughs, except for you. With everyone stranded in the cabin, you need to keep everyone fed and happy. You sneak out to the kitchen while everyone's still talking. Get out some crusty bread and get to work making some more jam. With the kitchen to yourself, you decide to check into the chompets.
Hello!
Hello. Don't worry, as the leader of the chompets, I'll make sure none of the humans know about us.
Onion!
That big guy would try to eat me like an apple, so definitely don't tell him about us. Haha. Are your plans going awry? Haha. Got another cornbread classic for you. Did you hear about the bread maker's bakery burning down? No? Her business is now toast. That one's been done to death. Do you know how raspberry milk were introduced? They tell her no.
Raspberry!
Raspberry milkshake. It let out an audible groan. Did cornbread teach you that one? Nope. Wasted an entire day thinking about that terrible pun. Hahaha. It was well worth the time and effort, Raspberry. Maybe you'll win the annual Chompet community comedy competition this year. Of course.
Onion!
Not while I'm here. I won't choke on stage this year. Isn't that every year, Bread? We still talk about that closing line, Bread. You're going to do great this year. Anyways, don't even think of eating us if you're hungry. Chompets stick together through thick and thin. Rain or shine, feast and famine. Potato, I swear to God, repeat the line or we're locking you up again. Life or death? That's right. Chompets, move out. The Chompets somehow to manage to crush the chore on themselves. You bring the crusty bread and jam into the living room. Karen interrupts as you bring in the food. Took you long enough. Karen looks at the 2 slices of bread left in the mason jar of raspberry jam. There's mold on these last 2 slices of bread. Karen is right. What the hell is the matter with you? You grip the knife tightly in your hand. You think this is enough for 5 of us? Wait, we can't throw this bread away. That's all we have left. Gregor's right. Dilly, will mold spores give us food poisoning? I'm no scientist. Sorry. Let's pick off as much mold as we can. We can't leave with the floodwaters, so this will have to last us another day. Everyone grimly nods, ripping apart their piece like a pack of wolves. Gregor seems to unhinge his jaw and eat it in one bite. He looks like a duck eating bread. Thanks again. Bread and jam isn't much of a meal, but it's more than we had when we left Ukraine. Plenty of rainwater outside, so at least we won't die of dehydration. But until the storm is over, nobody should leave the cabin. It should clear up if we just give it a chance. Tilly, where are you getting that information from? One of the books on the bookshelf about the climate here. You're illiterate, so that definitely is a lie. Heck. I've seen him reading. Little guy's been studying. I'm serious, he pretends to read those books because he wants us to think that he's smart, but I can tell he's just staring at the page faking it. What do you think? You must be going blind then. Thanks, I don't know why Karen would make something up like that about me. You aren't fooling anyone at all. I stormed off. Thanks for backing me up. Good to have someone so positive around. Dilla looks relieved. I think I'll remember that. I guess let's call it a day. Yeah, sure. Everyone shuffles off to their sleeping areas. 10 minutes later. Hey, Karen likes to find somebody's weakness and use it against them when she's frustrated. Just wanted to thank you for backing me up earlier. You're very sweet to do that. Tilly looks at you with a look of admiration. See you tomorrow. Tilly looks like he's blushing as he walks away. You're definitely sure Aunt Tilly will remember that. Cool. Get ready for bed and put a blanket on. You go to bed very hungry. You don't dream the entire night, but you sleep through everyone waking up. And that's how fast a deer could run if it startled. Whoa. Incredible. Impressive. Yawn. I wish we had a deer here. With the food getting lower, let's just skip today's meal. No. It's only for one day. Various cultures and religions have practiced fasting throughout history. That doesn't make us feel any better until... What options do we have? Our food wasn't rationed properly. Until he leaves mumbling to himself, so passive-aggressive of him. Everyone goes to a separate area. Karen in the bedroom, Gregor in the living room, Maria in the kitchen, and Anatolia in the bathroom. Who do you want to speak to? You. Oh, didn't hear you coming. I was just double checking if there was any food we might have missed, but I couldn't get the drawer open. Could you give it a try? You know, great. Well, you go do that. I'm gonna go get some more reading done. You think Maria will remember that? Later. You give the drawer a hard yank open.
Hello!
Is the thunderstorm keeping you up at night? You just need to roll with it. Raspberry whispers so quietly you lean over to listen to her. We need to talk soon. Please listen to me when the time comes. Anyways, please don't let the others see us.
Cabbage!
That's right, Raspberry. Part of being a chompette is secrecy. We don't want those humans to overhear our meetings. Now would we? Shake your head. Good. Chompettes? Roll on out. Shut the drawer. Everyone looks pretty down this evening. Wish the rain would just stop. All doing great. We must be almost to the end of this nightmare. Hope so. I'm so hungry. Me too. You are too. You wish everyone a good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed with a growling stomach. Wake up. I said, wake up! The rain falls non-stop again. Did you have anything to do with this? You don't answer your question. Tick. Always thinking with your stomach, right? You should reconsider. Might save what little humanity you have left. At least I tried. I won't have a guilty conscience by the end of this. Go back to sleep, monster. Oh. Easily forget about Raspberry's conversation. You have a strange dream. A boy is yelling at you in the kitchen. You keep telling him to lie down on the tray, but he keeps shaking his head, calling you names. So you do it. You lie down on the tray and make your body as flat as a board. Show him how it's done. His anger turns to courage, and he pushes you into the oven. As the stench of burning hair fills your lungs, you see him sneering back at you. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh. Everyone seems to be sleeping in later than normal. Their stomachs must have kept them awake all night. The rain is still pouring outside. You can barely make out the trees from the window. You hear her staring at Blanket's arms and legs. Maria looks petrified. I couldn't sleep until he has bags under his eyes. This storm was too loud. Karen looks out of it. The cabin was creaking so much last night. It sounded alive. Gregor looks a little gone. I got a good look out the window. And? Couldn't see anything due to the rain. Great observation, Gregor. I was so hungry last night. I kept pacing around my bed. Karen turns to you. When is this going to end? Checked outside the door again. Flood waters keep rising. Fortunately, we're going to need to stay put, but unless one of us wants to drown in rainwater. As soon as the weather lets up, we'll be able to scavenge for supplies. How close is the nearest town? I don't know. Didn't you have a map on you? I think I dropped it while we were running after Gregor. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. Maria and Antilly go white as a sheet. How are we going to find our way back now? We'll have to ride out the storm. Maria looks at you. We're down to our last slice of bread. I don't know how much longer we can put off eating. The group stares at you. It will clear up in no time. Maybe you're right. The group looks worried. They all gravitate to an area. You can tell Gregor's putting on a fake optimism and Maria is having trouble. Which one do you speak with today? Speak with you. Brr, it's cold as hell over here. I'm surprised Gregor isn't freezing to death at night. How does he do it? Explain to Maria how the size of a person and fat content determine how warm they are naturally. Yeah, wish I was as big as Gregor. But to be honest, I don't need to be that tall to make a difference in the world. Do you know what he wanted to do for a career? Maria does her best Gregor impression. Split firewood and gaze at the stars. How boring is that? Depends on the person, but pretty boring. You're so funny. Thanks for coming in and chatting with me. Maria blushes a little. You make it easier to pass the time. Thank you. Pretty sure Maria will remember that. Nice. You thank her and leave the bedroom. You call everyone together, they all look grim. Could cut the tension in the room with a knife. Everyone is staring at you. They're expecting that last piece of bread for dinner. Bring it out. Everyone cannot take their eyes off it. You instruct everyone to take a pinch. Until the old 5 you tear it apart like a wishbone. Everyone studies their piece of bread carefully, wondering how long it will last. Karen is the first to eat hers. She chews each bite a few hundred times before swallowing. Dilly chews it cautiously, opening his mouth once he finishes each bite. Ray nibbles on it silently, eyes wide, moving from person to person. And Gregor just pops it in his mouth like a cherry. It was gone in an instant. The group thanks you awkwardly. It's not much, but you've run out of options. You wish everyone good night and get ready for bed. Go to bed starving. Good morning. Morning. Let me check if the rain has stopped. It's still flooding. What are we gonna do? Humans can live about 2 to 3 weeks without food. Water isn't a concern. Rainfall should end in a day or two, right? Actually, precipitation can occur more than 215 days a year here. But do you really think it will rain that long? It's been days already. What makes you think it will stop soon? Ick. Relax, everyone. Let's see how long we can ride this out. Fingers crossed it's done by tomorrow. Panic is slowly creeping in. Everyone's looking scared, but you need to survive. Karen and Breger begin to discuss next options. Do you want to speak with Maria in the kitchen, or Antilly in the living room? Oh, I think it's said about everything you've done wrong. Hey, Maria looks relieved to see you. Oh, that's good. How are you holding up? terrible nightmares at night. Children crying, screams coming out of the basement. I even had one where I was floating around, lunging at people, seeing their eyes full of terror. I don't believe in ghosts, but the dream made me feel like one. I don't like it here. Anyways, at least I'm not the only one having trouble with this. Thanks. Maria wanders away from you. You decide to check out the drawer again. Oh, it's Potato. Yes, Potato, where the others are. They'll be back. They wanted to explore the labyrinth of tunnels around the cabin. Surely you've seen the mouse holes, right? They connect all over the cabin. Must have been some mouse that created them or something worse. Anyways, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Things are going to get worse from here on out. You have a feeling Potato is telling the truth. You realize some jewels leaking out of your mouth. Disgusting. Am I making you hungrier? Don't even try to eat me. You just get deathly sick if you tried. From the look of you, you need to retain all the water you can. From rationing to cooking, you failed every common sense measure for basic survival this week. You knew something like this would happen, right? Never mind. With floodwaters rising and no food now, I think it would be a great time to go over the fundamentals of starvation with you. And experiencing starvation, different factors that will determine if you live or die: age, height, weight, and your degree of activity or inactivity. You've been especially lazy, so I think you'll survive a lot longer than the others. The Harris-Bennett equation can help you figure out how many calories you need to simply maintain your current weight. How do you know all this? The equation produces this number called the basal metabolic rate, or BMR. Stay with me here. BMR equals 655 plus 4.35 times weight in pounds plus 4.7 times height in inches minus 4.7 times age in years. I actually want to take a picture of this because that's interesting. Jesus. Got it. For fun, let's try it out on someone here. Maria, using your Harris Benedict. I'm guessing she's 120 pounds. About 5 feet, 5 inches tall. About 20 years old. Crunching the numbers, I think she did need about 1,388 calories daily. That's being abnormally stationary. She'd have to lay in bed all day and night, just eating, breathing, and using her brain. Very common when you're starving to death. People tend to get up more. She was being very active, let's say, swimming through floodwaters. We need to multiply that 1,388 calories by 1.9. So now she needs 2,638 calories per day. It's quite the difference, especially if you didn't ration the food properly. But you didn't. I guess that wraps up our first survival lesson. Hopefully we'll never have to speak again. Okay? Shut the door, going over the numbers again. I don't think any of us can take this much longer. Reggie's voice starts to crack. I don't want to ask this, but it's time. One of us needs to go outside and search for food. Everyone is silent. I'll go. Maria, I used to swim all the time near my house. Oh, Potato knew this. So I'll probably have the best chance of swimming through the floodwaters. No, let me go instead. You won't get far if anything happens to your glasses until you're blind as a moron, remember? It's hard. That's true, but little guy, let me go. Bigger eye. Sounds good to me. Karen, his arms are definitely the longest, so he's probably the best at climbing trees out of all of us. No, that wouldn't be right, Gregor. Let me go instead. Get that none of these options are good ones, but we need to find food or help. Gregor grabs a branch from the wood pile. He cuts it into different measurements. Since we can't come to a consensus, let's draw for it. We'll each pick one from my hand. And the shortest will go outside to search for food. You're not worried about drawing. You saw Gregor cut the branch lengths, so you can tell which is the biggest one of the bunch. You pick it. You watch the others intently. Will it be Gregor? Tilly? Karen? Will it be... Looks like I've got the shortest. Maria, it's okay. Uh-oh. I wish I didn't totally forage earlier, so I'll know what to look out for. Just swim until you find higher ground, then scout the area. Maybe you'll find a fish out there. Everyone looks heartbroken. Karen, Tilly, and Gregor, I'll keep us alive. I promise. She promised. Everyone watches as Maria leaves the cabin. The signs is deafening. Goodbye. No. The door shuts behind her. You can faintly hear her yell about how cold the water is, and then silence. Maria has left the cabin. I'm sure we'll see her again. The rest of the group nods. What is going on outside? Everyone stays up, waiting and waiting. There's just people yelling outside my dorm, and I'm like, what the fuck? The sun is completely set. One by one, each person quietly shuffles off to bed. Get ready for bed, and easily pass out. And I got achievement dead to me. You have a strange dream. The two women in front of you could be twins. One of them you recognize, the other is a guest. You ask the guest to sit on a shovel, and then you try pushing it into the oven. Her legs are so strong, you can't get her into the oven. You curse at her rapidly. Like this, you hiss. You stretch out your legs until your toes are almost sticking in the coals. You feel 4 hands on your shoulders, and both of them push you in. The familiar smell of smoke and burning hair cause you to throw up in the embers. You can't let it end like this. You rip the metal door off the oven, tearing through the wood logs of the cabin. Screaming, you chase the two through the woods, your burns chill with the wind. The guest looks behind her and her eyes widen when she sees you. She's terrified. Your fear rips trees out by their roots, soil from the ground, rocks from their pits. You've never been this angry in your life. Their stamina can't last forever. You're gaining on them. As you trample through the field of wheat, the guest throws a piece of cloth behind her. You catch the glint of it in the sun, golden, as if by magic. There are splits in front of you, creating a chasm of fire below. You fall into the pit, screaming as your eyes begin to sizzle from the heat. Hellfire fills your lungs. You're unable to scream anymore. You wake in a cold sweat. Okay. Day 7. Good morning. Do you think she made it to a higher ground? I believe in Maria. Me too. The fuck is happening out there? She'll be fine. Right, little guy? So what do we do now? Just wait? Karen? How long? It's been almost a day since she's left. Tilly and Gregor look nervous. Someone needs to go look for her. We need to wait, Karen. Wait for what? The nearest town is miles and miles away. Waiting is all we can do for now. So it could be days before she gets back? What are we supposed to eat? Mice? Karen, I'm sure Aunt Tilly will agree, but we'll discuss the next options when we get to it. Every waking thought is about food now. I never should have eaten that much. Karen's hands are involuntarily shaking. Greg and Aunt Tilly just nod in agreement. They don't even need her to elaborate. You sure Maria will make it back? She promised. Everyone retreats to their areas. What do you want to do today? Talk with Karen. Hey, you don't have to lie to me. I know Maria's not coming back. I don't know where she came up with her being the best swimmer. I guess the only one that would know would be Aunt Tilly. Last summer, Antilly would watch her swim from the shore. He could have been a lifeguard. Such a good swimmer. She never went under, but if she did, he would have pulled her out easily. Why would she lie about something like that? Karen seemed deep in thought. Maybe it's better to leave her alone. Close the door softly. I can't stop thinking about that vegetable stew. I'd be fine with the bread and jam. I'd be fine with just the strawberries. Nobody else laughs. I would kill. You would too. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Good night. Good night. You fall asleep quickly, but you only dream about desecrating a corpse. You wake in a cold sweat in a completely different room. Oh. Good morning. Karen's looking worse. Will you cook for the group today? Cook. You take out a cutlet of meat and begin to cut it in the oven. You cooked meat. Where did you get that? You ignore Karen's request. What's that smell? Gregor finally gets off the couch. Where did you? The three are looking at you salivating. You take the charred meat out of the oven, cutting it to small cutlets. They immediately grab some off the plate, chewing furiously. You take a piece and immediately devour it. Do you have any more of this? Explain how the meat is stored secretly, hidden so you can mash and batter this time. I understand. Thank you. Until he runs to the bathroom puking in the toilet. You can hear him sobbing for a few minutes. This taste is... Gregor wanders off until he returns, looking choked up. I was too weak. Left you some of the meat. Don't fight this, Antilly. Takes a cutlet from the plate, turning his back to the group as he devours it. You can hear him crying. Finally, my focus is coming back. Going to read some of those books. Keep them occupied, okay? Oh, God. Karen leaves you with the men. Who do you want to talk to? Tilly slowly opened the door. Thanks for checking in on me. You ask if he still feels sick. This game is weird. Please don't tell me where the meat came from. The least known, the better. Do not. Thank you. Sure, until you will remember that. Leave Antilly and go tidy up some parts of the kitchen. Hours passed, the meal gave everyone the perseverance to keep going. Eating will just make them hungrier. Oh, they're fine now, but soon they'll be begging for more. We've waited long enough. What's for dinner? You calmly explain that you want to ration the meat better this time and there will be no dinner. Fine, I understand. Guess I'd rather eat tomorrow than more today. No arguments. Perfect. Decides to call it an early night. You fall asleep instantly tonight. You have a strange dream. You're having dinner with the blacksmith, but he's not touching his food. The only light in the room comes from the oven. He clears his throat, stroking his beard. I can forge anything, he says. Your eye's been giving you issues lately, so you reply. Forge me a new eye, then. You laugh. But then the ropes come up. ties you to your chair with a long rope to prevent you from struggling. You rip the rope apart without even trying, so the blacksmith uses a thicker rope. No turning back now. He takes a hot poker out of the coals. Holding it in front of his face, you can see his beard and eyes watching you. He slowly brings back the poker, aiming carefully for your eye, before plunging it through your skull with a sickening crunch. The force of the blow throws you backwards a few feet. You're unable to break the ropes. You vomit all over your chest, as the smell of your decimated eye floods your nostrils. The blacksmith stands over you, spitting on your body. You wake in a cold sweat. You wake up to see Gregor looking out the window. He turns to you, not smiling. Take a look out the window. Do you notice anything? The followers have receded a little bit, but everyone is still bound to the cabin. The trail used to be completely visible. It's gone now. Good morning, big guy. Indoors person. Well, Maria, make it back. This might sound a little crazy, but every night around 2 a.m. I can hear her outside. She makes this awful gargling noise like she's trying to get out of water off her lungs. Have you heard her, Gregor? Sometimes when the rain gets faint, I think I can hear her whispering. I haven't heard anything like that. When she's whispering, it's like she's trying to tell you something, right? Yes. Oh, hello. I sometimes hear her crying through the radio, but that's just a broadcast. Right? Okay, I think we should have another piece of meat for breakfast. One step closer to Maria is what you would want. What's gotten into you, Tilly's eyes look at you, begging. Oh, God. That is, very creepy. Bring us another slab, please. Clearly doesn't have the stomach for it. I can't get the taste out of my mouth. Please help me. And Tully? Greg looks pained at Tully's words. I think he's right. Please bring us more of that meat. Grab some of the meat from your secret hiding place. Cut it into squares, adding it to a boiling cauldron water. It'll taste bland without any seasoning, but you had to serve it right away. What's taking so long? Boil it faster. It's almost done. Patience. It's finally finished. Serve the meat in bowls. Gregor drinks the broth first before swallowing the chunks whole, like a duck does when eating bread, until he creates ripples in the broth using the spoon. He isn't eating. I'm sorry about earlier, everyone. I don't know what overtook me. Maria, until he begins to weep. Look over at Karen. You didn't notice her even start to eat. It's just an empty bowl now. Oh, God. Karen is staring right at you. How much more meat is left? Explain how most of it has gone bad. This last of it. How could you be so careless again? Remember Karen's knife? You need to think fast. What the hell are we supposed to do now? Wait around again? This storm isn't ending. Clear your throat. Antilly? Yes. I think tomorrow you should look for Maria. Or forage for plants outside. I think you should go tomorrow, little guy. Nobody else can identify edible plants like you. Please, Antilly. Swim back after a few hours. Gregor's right in Tilly. Maybe we'll find Maria out there. I think Maria's fine by herself. Still hasn't accepted what happened yet. She doesn't need anyone's help, but we need your help, Antilly. That's right, Antilly. Please help us. Let me sleep on it. Okay. No problem, little guy. Everyone shuffles off to their rooms, reading books and knitting to pass the time. You go to bed ravenous. Maria. Something is approaching.
Onion!
Hey. Don't be a crybaby. It's just me. Onion? Not gonna be very sweet today? I'm worried about Antilly. He's gonna cave to peer pressure. Can you stop her from leaving the cabin? They don't answer, Onion. Please. Don't you trust me? Shake your head. Got a fun factoid for you. Did you know that leaving out an unpeeled onion in your room absorbs bacteria? Oh, prevent colds and ward off viruses.
Onion!
That was a lie. A fun factoid of that myth people actually believed in the 1500s. How embarrassing. Who'd believe that? Ha 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 ha. There even was a doctor in 1919 who caused a surge of people believing it. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, you know what smells like rotten and left in your room? You. It's been a while since your last bath, right? Can't remember? Could smell you before I even came in the room.
Onion!
Yikes. So, can you stop Antilly from leaving? I know he has cabin fever, but this is ridiculous. It'll be impossible to stop a grown man from leaving.
Onion!
Please. We don't need another one stalking the hallways. Tapping on the windows. Crying through the radio. You have the sudden urge to scream. Why do you think I've been using the mouse holes to get around?
Onion!
Scared to death that I'll run into her. Don't make me tattle to Cabbage Fruit about you. She could be as mean as Potato if you get on her bad side.
Onion! Onion!
Just kidding, she's great. Anyways, when the time comes, just tell Antilly you care about him and don't want him to leave. Even if it's for me, okay? You can trust me. Now if you excuse me, I need to work on some new ice skates. They're made of butter slices so I can skate around the frying pan tomorrow.
Onion!
Later. Okay. Your mind finally managed to forget everything that happened. You fall asleep again, still ravenous. Fun. Day 10.